Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when silence feels heavier than words, when the truths we bury deep within us begin to whisper louder than the stories we tell the world. These are not the truths that appear on the surface. They are the ones we lock away, the untold secrets, the hidden struggles, the silent battles that shape us in ways even we do not always recognize. We live in a world obsessed with appearances. We polish our images, perform our roles, and present only fragments of who we truly are. Yet behind every confident smile may lie unspoken fears. Behind every loud laugh may echo a quiet pain. And behind every perfect picture may stand a story too raw to be revealed. These hidden truths do not disappear simply because we do not speak them. They remain within us, shaping our decisions, our relationships, and our identities. Tonight, I invite you to take a journey beyond words, beyond masks, beyond the surface. A journey into the realm of the unspoken, where silence carries meaning, where appearances deceive, and where secrets reveal the very core of human nature. We will explore why people hide their truths, the cost of concealing them, the patterns that expose them, and most importantly, how the secrets we fear can become the very source of our strength. This is not just about stories hidden from others. It is about the truths we hide from ourselves. It is about peeling back the layers of performance, confronting the weight of silence, and discovering the freedom that comes when untold secrets are finally revealed. Silence is one of the most misunderstood forces in human interaction. Most people treat it as an absence, an empty gap that must be filled with words, noise, or movement. Yet silence is rarely empty. In fact, it is often the place where the most profound secrets reside. When someone chooses silence over speech, it is not always because they have nothing to say. More often, it is because they have something too heavy, too delicate, or too risky to reveal. Silence becomes the vault where truths are locked away. Think about the moments when silence speaks louder than words. A friend who avoids answering a direct question. A colleague whose quietness during a meeting betrays disagreement but not willingness to confront. A loved one who does not argue back but instead retreats into stillness. In each of these cases, silence is not a void, it is a presence. It carries meaning, weight, and intent. The secret lies not in what is said, but in what is withheld. Why do people resort to silence when the truth knocks at their lips? Because silence is protection. Words expose us, but silence shields us. Speaking truth may open the door to judgment, rejection, or consequences we fear we cannot handle. Silence, on the other hand, allows us to remain hidden, even if only for a while. Behind a quiet smile may be unspoken pain. Behind a casual "I'm fine" may be an ocean of struggle. The secret is preserved not by deception but by omission, and silence is the perfect tool for omission. But silence is not only a method of hiding secrets, it is also a powerful revealer of them. To the attentive listener, silence says more than speech ever could. Notice the pause after a difficult question, the hesitation before a response, the sudden drop in conversation when a sensitive topic arises. These moments are signposts pointing to the untold. Silence creates gaps, and in those gaps, we can find the outline of truths that someone is too afraid or unwilling to express. In relationships, silence often speaks volumes about the state of connection. Two people may sit together in silence, and that silence may be comforting, filled with shared understanding. But another kind of silence, cold, heavy, unspoken, can indicate distance, resentment, or secrets festering beneath the surface. When words disappear, secrets often take their place. The silence is not random, it is a mask. Learning to listen to the quality of silence can reveal truths people would never dare to verbalize. Culturally, silence carries different meanings. In some traditions, silence is a sign of respect. In others, it is a strategy of resistance. In personal lives, it can be a way of maintaining dignity when words could wound. In professional settings, silence might preserve careers, reputations, or power. The one who stays silent often knows more than they reveal. Their secrets live in the pauses, waiting for someone observant enough to notice. The most fascinating part of silence is its duality. It is both a shield and a mirror. For the one keeping secrets, it shields them from exposure. For the one listening carefully, it mirrors the truth through what is missing. This is why the power of silence cannot be underestimated. It is the invisible ink of human communication, seen not in letters and sounds, but in absence and restraint. So when we speak of untold secrets finally revealed, we must first learn to interpret silence. It is not merely the lack of noise. It is the language of the unspoken. And within that unspoken space lies the map to hidden realities, waiting to be uncovered by those with the patience to listen not only to words, but to the spaces between them. Every day, we encounter people who present themselves in ways carefully designed to influence how we perceive them. From the confident colleague who never admits mistakes to the charming acquaintance who always seems too perfect, appearances are rarely pure truth. They are curated images, masks that cover what lies beneath. Behind every smile, every polished word, and every act of confidence, there can be layers of vulnerability, fear, or hidden motives waiting to be discovered. The reason appearances are so deceiving is simple: humans are performers. From childhood, we are taught to play roles, to be polite even when angry, to smile even when hurt, to appear strong even when broken. Over time, these roles become second nature. We learn not only how to wear masks, but also how to believe in them ourselves. Yet, the more flawless an image seems, the more likely it is hiding cracks beneath the surface. Consider the person who always tries to be the life of the party. They laugh the loudest, tell the funniest stories, and keep everyone entertained. On the surface, they radiate joy. But often, such people hide loneliness or sadness they do not dare to share. Their energy is a distraction, a performance designed to keep others from looking too closely at their true feelings. In this way, appearances serve as a protective cover for secrets too fragile to be exposed. Similarly, in professional settings, appearances become a form of survival. A manager may project authority and confidence while secretly doubting every decision. An employee may dress in sharp suits and speak with certainty, while inside they are filled with fear of failure. These carefully crafted appearances keep the world from seeing their struggles, but they also trap them behind walls of pretense. Their secrets live beneath the surface, disguised by masks of competence and strength. The tragedy of appearances is that they can fool not only others, but also the person wearing them. A mask worn too long can begin to feel like reality. People convince themselves they are what they pretend to be. But deep inside, the truth gnaws at them. The secret they keep is that they are not as invincible, happy, or certain as they seem. The appearance is a shield, but also a prison. To unmask appearances, one must learn to look beyond the obvious. True perception lies not in what is presented, but in what is inconsistent. Notice the eyes that do not match the smile, the voice that trembles beneath words of confidence, the body language that betrays discomfort in the midst of charm. Secrets often leak through these cracks. A mask may be polished, but no mask is perfect. The truth always finds subtle ways to seep out. But unmasking appearances is not about exposing people with cruelty. It is about understanding the humanity that lies beneath their masks. When someone pretends to be strong, it is usually because they are terrified of showing weakness. When someone acts overly cheerful, it is often because they are hiding pain. Recognizing this helps us approach people with compassion rather than judgment. Instead of seeing them as deceivers, we begin to see them as protectors of their own fragile truths. In the broader world, appearances shape entire societies. Social media, for example, thrives on appearances. People share their best photos, happiest moments, and greatest achievements, while their struggles remain hidden. The secret behind those carefully edited images is often insecurity, loneliness, or the desperate need for validation. To the outside world, it looks like perfection. To the person behind the screen, it is a mask protecting them from feeling inadequate. Unmasking appearances requires courage not just to see through the masks of others, but to face our own. Each of us wears appearances to some extent. We project what we wish the world to believe. The moment we dare to question our masks, we step closer to uncovering our own hidden truths. And so, when we talk about untold secrets finally revealed, we must realize that most of those secrets are carefully dressed in appearances. Only when we look beyond the surface do we begin to see the raw, unfiltered reality. To unmask appearances is to enter a world where truth replaces performance, where hidden struggles are acknowledged, and where the secrets that shape lives finally come to light. Every person you meet is carrying battles you may never see. They walk through life with smiles on their faces, handshakes that feel firm, and conversations that sound ordinary. Yet behind closed doors, when no one is watching, they fight wars that leave them exhausted, scarred, and often hopeless. These are the hidden struggles, the untold stories that shape lives in silence. Why are these struggles hidden? Because pain, when exposed, makes people feel vulnerable. Society often celebrates strength, resilience, and perfection, while shaming weakness, doubt, and suffering. So, people choose silence. They wake up, put on their best clothes, and step into the world wearing masks of normalcy. Beneath that mask, however, lies anxiety, financial pressure, heartbreak, or a sense of inadequacy that gnaws at their spirit. One of the greatest hidden struggles is emotional pain. A person may laugh in a group, post cheerful updates online, and appear completely fine. Yet at night, when they are alone, they may feel an emptiness that words cannot capture. Their secret is not visible in public because showing it would invite questions, pity, or misunderstanding. So they carry it quietly day after day, hoping no one notices. Another hidden struggle is fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. This fear shapes decisions, relationships, and opportunities. Imagine the talented individual who never pursues their dream because deep down they believe they will fail. On the outside, they look stable and content, but internally they wrestle with regret and self-doubt. Their struggle is invisible, but it weighs as heavily as any physical burden. Relationships, too, are filled with hidden struggles. Couples may appear happy in public, holding hands and smiling for pictures, but behind closed doors they may be battling mistrust, distance, or unspoken resentment. Families may seem united, yet within the walls of their home there may be financial stress, unhealed trauma, or unspoken conflict. To the world, they are intact. In reality, they are breaking silently. These secrets remain unshared because revealing them feels like failure. Workplaces are no different. Many professionals wake up every morning and put on the mask of competence. They deliver presentations, meet deadlines, and act confident. Yet deep inside, they may feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or insecure. The pressure to succeed hides the truth. They are struggling to keep their heads above water. To admit this would risk their reputation. So they carry their battles quietly, hoping no one sees the cracks. What makes hidden struggles so dangerous is that they are invisible. A person can be surrounded by friends, family, or colleagues, yet feel completely alone in their fight. Others assume they are fine because they show no outward signs of distress. This isolation deepens their pain because the struggle is not only about what they face, but also about the loneliness of facing it unseen. Yet, hidden struggles are also a reminder of human resilience. Despite the weight of their secrets, people wake up every day and keep moving. They smile, they contribute, they care for others, all while carrying their silent burdens. There is a quiet strength in enduring battles that no one else knows about. Their ability to function despite invisible pain is a testament to the human spirit. When we talk about untold secrets finally revealed, hidden struggles are at the heart of it. These are not the secrets of scandal or mystery, but the deeply human truths that most people lock away. To notice them requires empathy. To acknowledge them requires compassion. When we learn to look past appearances, listen beyond words, and pay attention to silences, we begin to see the hidden struggles shaping the lives of those around us. And perhaps the most important reminder is this: everyone has a hidden struggle. If you cannot see it, it does not mean it isn't there. It means they are carrying it silently. Recognizing this truth helps us approach people with kindness, patience, and respect, because behind even the brightest smiles may lie battles we cannot imagine. Secrets are not just things we keep hidden. They are living forces within the mind. They shape how we think, how we behave, and even how we see ourselves. Psychology teaches us that secrets are never passive. They do not simply sit in the background of our consciousness. Instead, they demand energy, attention, and protection. Every untold truth becomes a tenant in the human mind, occupying space, influencing choices, and quietly guiding our lives. Why do people keep secrets in the first place? At the root lies fear, fear of judgment, rejection, punishment, or shame. The human brain is wired to protect us from pain, and secrets are one of its most reliable defenses. When we conceal something, we are trying to shield ourselves from the emotional or social consequences of revealing it. In many ways, secrecy is a form of survival. It allows us to move through life without exposing the most vulnerable parts of ourselves. But this survival mechanism comes at a cost. Studies in psychology show that secrets create a mental load. The mind must constantly monitor what to say, what to avoid, and how to maintain consistency. This ongoing self-policing drains mental energy. People often believe they have buried their secrets, but in reality, the brain revisits them repeatedly. A secret, once created, becomes like a shadow. It follows wherever you go, even when you try to ignore it. Interestingly, the weight of a secret does not depend solely on its size, but on the meaning attached to it. A seemingly small lie, such as hiding a mistake at work, can cause as much anxiety as a much larger secret if the person believes it threatens their identity or reputation. In this way, secrets reveal the fragile nature of human identity. We hide what we fear might shatter the image we project to others, or even to ourselves. Another fascinating aspect of secrets is the paradox they create. On one hand, people keep them to maintain control. On the other hand, secrets often end up controlling the very people who keep them. The act of suppression makes the secret more powerful. What we resist in thought tends to persist. The more we try not to think about a secret, the more it pushes itself into our consciousness. It becomes an invisible weight pressing on the mind, shaping behavior in ways both subtle and profound. Secrets also affect relationships. Psychologists note that secrecy can create distance, even when it is never spoken of. A person may feel guilty, anxious, or cautious around others, and this unspoken tension is often sensed by those close to them. The secret becomes a silent wall, blocking intimacy and trust. Sometimes people cannot explain why a relationship feels strained, but the root cause is often the psychological presence of something unspoken. At a deeper level, secrets shape self-perception. Keeping something hidden can create shame, making a person feel unworthy or fraudulent. The mind begins to whisper, "If people knew the truth about me, they would not accept me." This belief erodes confidence and creates a cycle of self-doubt. The irony is that the secret might not even be as damaging as the person imagines, but the constant act of hiding magnifies its power. On the flip side, the psychology of secrets also reveals their potential for transformation. When a hidden truth is finally spoken, the release is often profound. People describe it as a weight lifting, a freedom they had forgotten was possible. This is because the brain no longer has to spend energy protecting the secret. The mind feels lighter, clearer, and more authentic. In many cases, revealing a secret is not only about honesty with others, but about healing the self. So when we talk about Untold Secrets Finally Revealed, we are not only describing an event, we are describing a psychological liberation. The mind craves congruence between what it hides and what it shows. Secrets disrupt this balance. Revealing them restores it. Understanding the psychology of secrets helps us see why people hide, why they struggle, and why revelation is often the first step toward freedom. Every secret carried in silence comes with a price. It may not be visible in the moment, but over time, the cost of hiding truths reveals itself in the body, the mind, and the spirit. People often think that keeping a secret protects them from pain, judgment, or loss, but the truth is that concealment itself becomes a burden. The act of hiding is never free. It demands energy, steals peace, and reshapes the way a person moves through life. The first cost of hiding is emotional exhaustion. Keeping a secret is like carrying a heavy backpack that never comes off. You may get used to the weight, but it slows you down all the same. Each day, the mind must remain alert, calculating what to say, what to avoid, and how to maintain consistency. The brain rehearses conversations, edits stories, and creates excuses. This constant vigilance drains energy. Even in moments of joy, a hidden truth lingers in the background like a shadow, reminding the person that their freedom is incomplete. The second cost is mental stress. Secrets do not simply disappear into silence. They replay in the mind, resurfacing at unexpected times. Psychologists describe this as intrusive thought patterns. The harder someone tries to suppress a secret, the more their mind revisits it. Over time, this mental cycle creates anxiety. The fear of exposure grows, and the secret transforms from a small hidden detail into a looming presence. What was once just an event or feeling becomes a constant reminder of vulnerability. Another cost is strain on relationships. Secrecy builds walls between people. Even if the secret is never spoken of, its presence creates distance. The one hiding it feels guarded, careful, or guilty, while the other senses that something is unsaid. Trust erodes not because of confrontation, but because of absence. The absence of openness, vulnerability, and authenticity. In close relationships, such as marriages or friendships, this hidden distance often becomes more damaging than the secret itself. There is also the physical cost of hiding. Stress is not only an emotion, it is a biological reaction. The body releases stress hormones like cortisol, which affect sleep, digestion, and even immunity. People carrying heavy secrets often struggle with headaches, fatigue, or unexplained tension in the body. The secret may be invisible, but the body pays the price as if it were carrying a tangible weight. Hiding also costs people their authenticity. When a person conceals important truths, they must live in partial truth. They present only fragments of who they are, never the whole picture. This creates a disconnect between the inner self and the outer self. Over time, this gap can lead to feelings of emptiness or fraudulence, like wearing a mask for so long that you forget your own face. The world may admire the image, but the person inside knows that part of them remains unseen. Perhaps the greatest cost of hiding is missed opportunities for growth and connection. Secrets prevent people from receiving help, love, or understanding that could transform their lives. For example, someone hiding financial struggles may never seek advice that could ease their burden. Someone hiding emotional pain may miss the comfort of companionship. By keeping struggles private, people often deny themselves the very support they need most. Yet, people continue to hide because the immediate cost of truth seems greater than the hidden cost of secrecy. Revealing a secret risks judgment or rejection, but what many fail to realize is that while the cost of truth is temporary, the cost of hiding is ongoing. It accumulates quietly, shaping behavior, damaging health, and stealing peace year after year. When we speak of untold secrets finally revealed, we are also speaking of freedom from this hidden cost. To reveal is to lay down the burden, to allow the heart, mind, and body to rest from the constant strain of hiding. It is not always easy, and it is rarely without consequences, but it is often the only way to stop paying the price of silence. Every human being is a storyteller, whether they realize it or not. Even when people keep their deepest truths unspoken, they leave traces behind. Secrets rarely remain completely hidden. They leak through behavior, habits, and subtle signals. If words are the language of the conscious mind, patterns are the language of the subconscious. To uncover untold secrets, one must learn to decode these patterns. One of the most revealing patterns is body language. While words can be carefully chosen, the body often betrays the truth. A person may say, "I'm fine," but their slouched shoulders, restless hands, or downward gaze may tell a different story. Microexpressions, those fleeting facial expressions that appear for less than a second, often reveal hidden emotions like fear, guilt, or sadness. Though they disappear quickly, they are windows into truths the mind is trying to suppress. The secret lies not in the spoken word, but in the subtle gesture. Another pattern lies in speech itself. Even without realizing it, people often reveal what they are trying to conceal. Hesitation before answering, changes in tone, or over-explaining can point towards something hidden. Sometimes people unintentionally confess through slips of the tongue or by repeatedly returning to the same subject. The subconscious finds ways to surface, even when the conscious mind is working hard to keep the secret buried. Behavioral patterns are another form of revelation. Consider the person who avoids certain places, conversations, or people without clear explanation. Their avoidance may signal an unspoken memory or unresolved issue. Or think about the friend who constantly jokes about a subject, as if humor could disguise the seriousness behind it. Repetition is never random. The themes people return to, whether through avoidance or fixation, often mark the location of hidden truths. Beyond individuals, relationship dynamics can also reveal secrets. A sudden shift in closeness, unexplained tension, or consistent patterns of withdrawal often indicate something left unsaid. When someone grows distant without explanation, their silence often guards a story they are unwilling to share. Similarly, when a person reacts with unusual intensity to a small issue, it may be because the issue touches on a deeper, hidden wound. The reaction reveals more than the words. Even daily routines can carry clues. A change in sleeping patterns, eating habits, or social behavior often reflects inner struggles. A person who once loved social gatherings may suddenly isolate themselves, not because they dislike people, but because they are battling something internally. The secret is not in what they say, but in what they stop doing. Observing these shifts carefully can reveal struggles they have never spoken aloud. Decoding patterns is not about playing detective in people's lives. It is about learning to listen differently. Too often, we take words at face value and ignore the quiet signals that surround them. But when we pay attention to patterns, we begin to see the layers beneath the surface. The way someone laughs too loudly, avoids eye contact, or repeats certain phrases, these are not coincidences. They are fragments of the truth, waiting to be pieced together. It is important, however, to approach this awareness with compassion. Patterns reveal not to condemn but to understand. When we see through someone's mask, we must remember that their mask exists for protection. The secret behind their behavior is often linked to fear or pain. To decode patterns without empathy is to invade. But to decode them with care is to open the door to connection, trust, and healing. When we speak of untold secrets finally revealed, we often imagine confessions or dramatic truths spoken aloud. But many secrets are revealed long before words are spoken. They live in patterns silent, subtle, yet persistent. Those who learn to read these patterns can uncover truths hidden in plain sight. The body speaks, the habits repeat, the silences linger, and together they form the map that leads to the secrets within. Secrets are often seen as burdens, weights we carry in silence, shadows that follow us wherever we go. But hidden within these untold truths lies another possibility, transformation. A secret once revealed and faced with courage can become a source of power. What once brought shame can inspire strength. What once caused fear can awaken resilience. The key lies not only in uncovering the secret, but in learning how to turn it into fuel for growth. The first step in transforming a secret into strength is acknowledgement. Denial and suppression only magnify the power of what is hidden. But when a person admits the existence of their secret even privately, they begin to reclaim control. Acknowledgement shifts the balance of power. Instead of the secret owning them, they begin to own the secret. This shift may be small, but it is profound. For the first time, the secret stops being an invisible master and becomes a story that can be shaped. The second step is reframing the meaning. Most people keep secrets because they attach shame, guilt, or fear to them. Yet the same event or truth, when reframed, can carry an entirely different meaning. For example, someone who hides a past failure may reframe it as a lesson that gave them wisdom and resilience. Someone who conceals emotional pain may come to see it as a source of empathy, allowing them to connect more deeply with others. The secret does not change, but the way it is viewed transforms it from weakness into strength. Another way secrets become strength is through sharing selectively. Revealing a secret does not always mean broadcasting it to the world. It can mean choosing one trusted person to confide in. The act of sharing lightens the burden and creates connection. It tells the secret keeper, I am no longer alone in this. Many discover that when they finally speak their truth, others respond not with judgment, but with compassion, and sometimes with stories of their own. This exchange transforms isolation into solidarity. Secrets also build strength through resilience training. Carrying a hidden truth tests endurance, patience, and willpower. While secrecy can be damaging if prolonged, it also teaches discipline and survival. The very act of enduring something privately can forge inner strength. Once the secret is revealed or integrated, that strength remains. It becomes a reminder of what was survived and what can be overcome in the future. Importantly, secrets can also fuel purpose. Many people who once carried hidden struggles, whether emotional battles, family hardships, or personal mistakes, later turn their stories into sources of inspiration. They write, speak, or mentor others who face similar challenges. What was once a cause of silence becomes a voice for change. The secret evolves from a private wound into a public gift, touching lives far beyond the person who once hid it. Turning secrets into strength does not mean erasing the pain they caused. The scars remain, but scars are not signs of weakness, they are proof of survival. When a person embraces their scars instead of hiding them, they embody authenticity. They show that truth, even when difficult, can coexist with dignity. This authenticity attracts trust, respect, and deeper relationships, because people are drawn to those who are unapologetically real. At the heart of transformation is courage. Courage to face what has been hidden, to speak what has been unsaid, and to live openly despite fear. Secrets lose their destructive power when met with courage. They shift from being prisons of silence to foundations of strength. Each secret revealed becomes a lesson, a story, a testament to resilience. So when we speak of untold secrets finally revealed, we are not only talking about exposure. We are talking about empowerment. We are talking about taking the very truths we once thought would break us and using them to build us. We are talking about turning shadows into light, silence into voice, and fear into strength. And so, as we peel back the layers of silence, masks, hidden struggles, the psychology of secrecy, the cost of hiding, the patterns that give us away, and the possibility of turning every concealed truth into strength, we begin to see something clearly. Secrets are not just private details, they are forces that shape entire lives. Every untold truth is like a seed. Some seeds grow into weeds of anxiety, fear, and distance. Others, when revealed and embraced, blossom into strength, resilience, and freedom. The choice is not simply whether to hide or to reveal, but how we allow our secrets to define us. Will we let them shrink us, or will we transform them into something larger than our pain? Think of the countless people who walk through life appearing strong, yet secretly battling storms within. Their silence does not make them weak, it makes them human, but what makes them powerful is the moment they choose to step into truth, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary for growth. That moment of revelation, whether spoken to the world or whispered to oneself, becomes a turning point. And that is the beauty hidden in every secret. Behind the fear of exposure lies the potential for liberation. Behind the shame of silence lies the possibility of authenticity, and behind every shadow we keep tucked away lies the spark that, if embraced, could light our entire path forward. So, as we walk away from these reflections, let us remember, silence speaks, masks crack, struggles surface, and patterns reveal. But above all, secrets, no matter how long they have been hidden, hold within them the power to transform. They are not only weights to carry, they are lessons to learn, bridges to cross, and sources of strength waiting to be discovered. The untold is never truly silent. It waits patiently, whispering to us in pauses, in patterns, in the quiet corners of our lives. And when we are ready, when we finally dare to listen, those secrets do not break us. They shape us. They free us. They make us whole.